Hello, so this is a Think Aloud for reading a piece of music written for the guitar. The piece of music I selected is something I've been working on called Redaba. The first thing I look for is the key signature, the time signature, and any tempo markings. The key signature is 3/4, so that's telling us we have 3 beats per measure. Our key signature has 2 sharps, that's telling us we're in D major. And our tempo marking is a quarter note equals 100 beats per minute, and that's going to help establish how fast or slow it goes. Another marking that you see in guitar music is this right here, which says 6 equals D, telling us that our 6th string on the guitar, which is usually tuned to the note E, is going to be tuned down to the note D. So the next thing I would look for is looking through the piece, just skimming through it quickly to see if there are any key changes. So if we look down here, we have all of a sudden no more sharps, we have 2 flats, means we've changed keys. We have a double bar line, and before that we have this large D major chord, meaning this is the end of one section and the beginning of the next. Now, knowing we have 2 sections in it probably means we're going to have a third. So looking at the next page, we see right here, where am I? There I am. Right here, again, we have double bar line, no flats, 2 sharps, and we start on a D chord, meaning we have 3 sections in this form. It does not change again. We end on a large D chord as well, so we stay in D for the rest of the time, meaning we have the form of our piece, which is going to be A, B, A prime. The second A section is going to be slightly different. So the next thing I'm going to look for is I'm going to take a look at the melody. In musical notation, we read left to right, but we also read down to up. So we have several chords throughout here that help create the harmony, but we're going to ignore those for right now, and I would just take a look at the melody and try and get that down first, and then go through and rearrange the chords. One of the reasons for that is to hear what the music sounds like, and with the chords on the guitar, you can play the same note in several spots. So a secondary thing I will do after playing through this a couple of times is going through and figuring out where I'm actually going to play all of the chords and everything. So after taking a look at the melody, I would kind of play through it, look for some problem spots. We have some scale runs I recognize here, which is just going in alphabetical order, up or down a scale. One of the big problem spots that I found after playing through this starts right here and through this section, and if you can see, I've written letters above and below. That is my right hand fingerings. On the right hand for classical guitar, we label our fingers P, I, M, and A. So I'm figuring out which one of these fingers I'm going to use on the string. So playing through that kind of helps get a feel for how I'm going to use my right hand as well as my left hand. And then I would kind of take a look at the rhythm, make sure I'm playing the rhythm correctly. This is a dotted rhythm, meaning we have a long note, short note, long note, short note. So that works all the way through the piece, and it's going to help to define the style. Another thing I want to take a look at is the dynamics. If we can see here, we have an F. Down here we have a P, so that's forte for loud, piano for soft. We have a crescendo here, and then a diminuendo here, which is telling me that through the piece of music, it's gonna become louder and softer at certain points, and that again helps to define the style. So that is just the absolute basic information that I would have going into this. There would be a lot more learning on how to actually read this as I played along and making decisions in how it would sound and how I would play it. But for just a quick glance, that is how I start reading a piece of music written for the guitar. Thank you.